You know that thoracic mobility is important, that's why you're here, and yours sucks. But lucky for you, I've got 4 exercises that's gonna help. Welcome to Thoracic Park. All right, so we'll start off with one of my all-time favorites. We're gonna do thoracic rotation. So we're gonna have our knees up, hips at about 90 degrees, and we're gonna bring them off to the side, roll to that side. We're gonna place both of our hands like you're clapping for this amazing workout you're gonna do. And then we're going to draw the biggest circle we can with one hand. Now, the idea is that we're trying to keep flat on the ground, as in both my shoulders are in contact with the ground and my knees are still in contact with the ground. From here, we'll just reverse that motion. Now, this is quite a tough one, so don't worry if you get to here and you can't put that hand on the ground. The idea is that we're trying to fight it back down, because think about it, we need muscular control in these positions. So if you're here, really try and fight to keep that chest open, that hand down, knees down as well, and just relax through it, okay? So we'll do 2 more good ones. Really open up through that chest and shoulders. If it hurts, obviously, come on, don't do it. Get it seen to and come back, okay? So it shouldn't hurt, but it is pretty aggressive, okay? That was our 5th one. We'll switch over to the other side. So again, knees together. You can do this with one leg straight. It doesn't really matter. So we'll get our knees together, rock them off to one side, clapping our hands, and then we're gonna draw that big circle, okay? So keeping it in contact with the ground. Now, people cheat on this one. What they do is they just bend the wrist and they get like sort of like the top of their hand just touching, and they're like, yeah, I'm doing it. That's cheating. So what we really want to do is get the back of the wrist on the floor the whole time. And then make sure those knees aren't drifting down, keep them up nice and high, because obviously it gets a lot easier down here because you can rotate through your lumbar spine. The reason we're bringing the knees up is to lock the lumbar spine down, okay? And we're trying to get this at the thoracic spine. I mean, the title of the video probably says something about thoracic spine. It'd be a bit weird if we started doing something else. All right, we'll get one more good one. Open it up and make sure we're breathing through it. Try to relax as much as you can. Easy, that's 10 reps. All right, on to our next one. So that was rotation, this is extension, and we're going to use one of the best pieces of mobility equipment out there, the broom handle, okay? Because what we're gonna do, we also need a chair. I'm just pulling out all the equipment today. So we're gonna grab it with an underhand grip, and then the whole time we do this one, I want you to rotate those elbows inwards, okay? It's gonna externally rotate the shoulders, but make sure the whole time we're trying to pinch our elbows in. Now, so keep that in mind when we're doing this exercise. So you're grabbing it with an underhand grip, elbows in, okay? You do have to make space for your head, but what we'll do, elbows on your object, and then we're gonna just walk that butt back, find some space for the head, and then all we're gonna do is we're gonna drop our head down as far as we can, bringing that upper body through. So when I say drop my head down, I'm trying to bring it down as one piece. I'm not trying to just, let my head dangle and sort of hunch it towards my chest. If you look, I'm going all the way through, and the movement is happening at the shoulder blades, because surprise, surprise, that's kind of where your thoracic spine is, okay? One thing that will really benefit you when you do this exercise is that you're not arching your lower back, okay? So if you arch your lower back, you won't really get much movement at the thoracic spine. So think about tucking your tailbone under, okay? And then we're gonna do the same thing. So really get that motion at the thoracic spine and then come back up. So again, remember, elbows are being pulled inwards, rotating those hands out, and then keep it right above your head if you can. If it's too hard with the, what is it I even call it, a broom handle, you can just do it by clasping your hands. And then from there, another regression is just walking back even further and doing it like this. Then the progression would be to start rotating those hands out. See how much harder it gets when you externally rotate your shoulders? Because, well, it's basically locking everything down, and we've got to get the movement at the thoracic spine, which is where we damn well want it, okay? So we'll just get probably 3 more. When I always used to wonder, how do these people doing these exercise things on TV always keep count? And here's the hot tip for the day. We don't. We just make it up and act like we've kept count the entire time. Anyway, that's 10. All right, so we're on to the next one. Nice and easy. Okay, so on to the next one. We'll continue using the broom, because why not? But if you don't have one, don't worry, because it's not essential. I'll show you why. So all we're gonna do is rest it on our shoulders and then put our hands on top. Think about the Macarena, hand opposite shoulder, elbows up nice and high. Now, staying nice and upright, we're going to rotate as far as we can. The reason why we've got the broom is because it's going to guide us, that you're not like doing all kind of weird, funky things, but rotate as far as you can. Once you get as far as you can, we're going to lift one side of the broom up whilst the other goes down as much as we can, getting that thoracic side bend, the old forgotten movement of the thoracic spine. So again, rotate, 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 and don't slouch over, stay nice and tall. Then once you get to the end of that rotation, you're gonna dip down as high as you can. And again, I just said it, but trying to keep that spine nice and tall. So you don't want to like rock off to the side. Use those abs of steel. Come on. Okay, so elbows up, rotate, turn, 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 dip it down, lift it up, easy done. Okay, sweet. Got a couple more here, because like I said, I gave away the secret. I shouldn't have. We're up to 4. I'm pretty sure that's 4. No, this is 5 actually. Okay, so just stay nice and tall, dipping down, keeping that breath under control. I mean, most people will probably stop watching these because I just say the same things over and over. That's the thing, mobility. We know what to do. You got to move your fucking body. Like, just move it and your body will be like, hey, I can do that. And then your brain's like, wow, we should probably keep some tabs on that in case we ever need to do that movement again. That's pretty much like how mobility works. Motion is lotion, use it or lose it, like all that sort of stuff. All right, we'll get one more on each side. Turn. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so last one, let's get it. Nice, relaxed breathing and turn. Beautiful. All right, one more, and personally, I think I saved the best to the last. Okay, so I was going to be resourceful and use an extension cord for this next one, just to show you that you can do this with like random things around the house. It's plugged into my light, so I can't do that. So I have a skipping rope. It's technically exercise equipment, but I still think it's kind of resourceful. Now, what we'll do, you need something strong, so you can use like a belt would be perfect. What we'll do, in my case, I'm gonna have to double this up, but we're gonna do a thoracic extension drill, and this object is gonna hold down the spine whilst the other ones move. And I can feel, this is probably gonna hurt me because it's kind of thin, but what we'll do, we'll get face down, and we're gonna get that, well, whatever you have, thing over your thoracic spine, and then we're going to do the thoracic extension. So I'm gonna push down with my hands as I bring up my spine. And because the rope, in my case, is kind of restricting the thoracic spine at one point, and then I'm trying to move, it means the part that's moving has to move even more. Just a good old joint distraction, which is kind of a funny name, but that's what it is. You're just distracting one joint whilst the other does something sneaky, which is, you know, if you're lacking mobility, it's moving more, okay? So we're gonna push into our hands, try to get as much extension as you can. I mean, where I am, California, it is extremely hot in this garage, but I'm grinding for you guys. But, you know, you should all be warm by now. But, you know, if any of this stuff, always listen to your body, okay? Don't push too hard too soon. That's how you get injured. If you feel like some kind of thing, like an injury, like waiting to happen, just stop. A lot of people train through injuries or train, you know, beyond the point where they should just stop. And they think, well, oh, I don't want to miss training. But let me tell you, if you take some time off, recover, or to prevent the injury even, you'll be far, far better off than training at like 50% for the next 30 years because you didn't want to rest for it like 2 weeks. It's just crazy. Okay, so we'll just keep going up the thoracic spine with whatever your object is. I'm just working through it. And just try and get a little bit more extension at each one. We're just doing a couple at each one, but if this feels good, or if you find one vertebrae that's particularly stuck, just hang out on that and do it repeatedly. All right, we'll get a couple more. Depending on what your object is, you kind of run out of ability to go up any higher. Like I'm probably a bit over halfway up the thoracic spine. Can't go up any further. You can see this kind of looks weird. Okay, but let me tell you, it's working. All right, we'll get our last one out and we'll just hold that top position. There you go, that is it. So that is a fast little thoracic mobility workout that you can do. If you do that, I'm sure you're feeling a little bit more mobility because remember, thoracic spine is the base upon which all movement in your upper body starts. So if we get it right, you'll be right. Support me on Patreon, buy me a coffee, all that good stuff. Follow for more or not, I'm not your boss.